Hello everyone, Laosha here from America 52 to talk to you today about the game Dagger Slider. Dagger Slider is based on the game 2048, which can be downloaded for free in various copies in any of the app stores. It's a great way to practice. Recommend you do it if you need to get better at daggers. For daggers and game of Sultans, the point is to combine two daggers of the same type. They have different designs to help you with that, and they also aren't numbered. Once you combine them, you get a little bit of points. All of those points add up to your vizier's point bar and will upgrade a talent of your choosing once the bar is full. Higher star level talents, of course, will need more points to get a full bar of. You have two different options when you're playing daggers. You can either do casual mode or elite mode. Casual mode consumes 4 stamina but offers smaller, easier to work with daggers, often level 2, no chance for rare daggers, so it's less points but easier to do if you're really bad at daggers. Whereas elite mode will consume only 1 stamina per move, has rare daggers, offers more variety in possible daggers that you can get that spawn, and will offer better score, XP, just a little bit harder to play. Daggers itself will offer outstanding 4 shards, and if you're on an older server, you'll have Talaya shards instead of XP bags here. We can take a look at that in a minute on a different server. You also have a set of achievements that you can earn, and also server-based achievements that can be earned. Inside the daggers, here is your board. You have 16 squares to have daggers on a 4x4 space. Before you begin, you need to choose a vizier. You'll have your whole list of viziers here. We'll go ahead and work on Yavu's. Personally, I choose to work on a lower talent skill, or lower star rated skill, because it's easier to fill the bar up all the way and not have leftover XP waiting at the end of the event, as this does not carry over. Any XP that you have in a bar that is not 100% fill will be lost. So 2-star works really well for this. I also prefer to use my badges on higher talent skills, so this will help me build up the little skill that I'm not actually using my badges on. On the bottom, you'll have your total energy. Energy is gained through black teas. They're in time-limited rewards, and you can also buy 10 a day for 20 diamonds each, so 200 diamonds a day. Relatively cheap for a minigame, but it also doesn't offer a whole lot of rewards, so it's understandable. You do have rewards down here that are based on your score. You can unlock higher level ones. Again, on new servers, they'll be Magnificent 5 shards, whereas on older servers, I believe the Magnificent 5 are changed into Talaya, but it could be a different item in there. We'll have to look. You do also have a shuffle option. You get 1 free shuffle per game. After that, you have to spend to either purchase them in the items or the pack store as a special daggers chest, which gives a shuffle and an energy, or you can buy a few limited ones from the diamond store as a simple shuffle for 500. Honestly, the further you get in your game, the less value a shuffle has, because it gets harder and harder to combine daggers since your board is filled up with level 9 daggers that can't be combined into any further daggers. So not necessarily the best investment. To start off with, you have 4 moves that you can make: down, left, right, and up. When you begin, you're going to want to pick a corner for your highest level dagger and keep it there. Personally, I choose the bottom right. There is potential game coding that favors this, not just in that the shuffles will send you back to that corner if you have to shuffle, but also it tends to spawn top left here more than anywhere else in the board. So working from the bottom right is beneficial. So when I am moving from the bottom right, the next big tip is to only move primarily 2 directions. In this case, we're moving down and to the right. This will help get me a very staggered board where my biggest are along the bottom and right side. This makes it easier when I drag to the left to combine like daggers and continue moving without getting daggers stuck in places that aren't beneficial to me. You'll see as I'm going, I'm getting a few little pop-ups with rewards for getting a dagger of a certain quality for the first time. This one, that achievement resets each day, so it's important to continue playing daggers every day, trying to get all the way through a level 9 dagger each day to get those extra little rewards. And most importantly, you're going to see that I never, ever, ever move up unless there is no other option available on the game board. Moving up will move my bottom row. My bottom row, I do not want to go anywhere. You'll notice that I do my best to keep 4 daggers on that row at all times to prevent it from moving. If I do combine and have an open space, my next goal is immediately to get something in that space before I move the bottom row accidentally to the left, which would be very bad. It would open up a potential 0 dagger down in the bottom corner. It'd be very hard to get rid of. I'd be stuck trying to move around it, not have any combines there. It just does not help your board at all. The other thing you'll notice is while I'm playing, I may get a dagger over along the wall that is not as high as level as the daggers around it. My goal is always to fix that, get it back up to this nice L shape or backward L shape, keeping my highest daggers along the edge, again to keep that movement easy, keep the main part of my board clear so I can combine smaller daggers into bigger daggers there. And now I am working on the second to top row. So I know this means I need to start combining downwards again. I've gotten too far up with small daggers, so I need to look, see what moves I can make to get my daggers back down onto the next row. So always keep in mind where you're working on the board. If you're getting too far up, you need to start looking at what moves you can make to move down again, clear up that space, leave room for more daggers. Super important is as soon as you fill up the board with unmovable daggers, the round is over and you need to either shuffle or start over. And the more time you can spend with higher level daggers, the more points you're going to get. There's also achievements for having higher level boards built up. So if we look at our achievements here, our total score, the higher we get, the better rewards we could get. In here there is ones that have Almighty badges, which should be under Dagger score. So this is your total score for one game. So staying on one game as long as possible will get you potential Almighty badges. Whereas total Dagger score reached is your score from all gameplays. A little bit different rewards, does have some good potential rewards in there, but doesn't have those Almighty badges. So again, you'll see I completely filled in the bottom row right away, keeping that from being accidentally moved when I have to move to the left because I'm out of any other moves to the right or down. Again, looking for a spawn down there. There we go. And as you can see, I got a 0 over there, so I want to try to get that out of the way so that way I'm not trying to work around a lower level dagger side. And right now my goal is to get a 2-4-5 on the second row here, as that will get me a good full row collapse. It'll be easier to work with. Okay, so there's my 2-4-5. Unfortunately, I did get a 1 over here before I could collapse that. So we're going to try to get this one down into a 3. Then we get a 0. So we're going to have to go again, see if we can get that over to a 4. We can't, so we're going to combine this into a 6. We're going to see if we can get either a 3-4 or if if we get daggers down here to get that 3 up. There we go. So we're just going to get rid of that 6 so it's not sitting here in the middle of our board. And sometimes when things like that don't work out, to do a full row collapse, it's important just to keep an eye on what you have above it, what you have below, and just move with it. You're kind of at the mercy of where the spawns are at, so knowing what you have where is super important. Slow down, take your time on it, and when you get a bottom row that moves, move back. Just move back. I don't care if there's better moves above it, move back. You do not want to lose your bottom corner. And we're moving ourselves into a no-move area right now with our moves starting to get moved over into this top right corner. That's not good. We want to see if we can do some collapses down below. Clear up some rooms that we're focusing over here again. Okay, not ideal yet, but we're getting a lot better. We do still have a 0 over there that we want to get rid of. It would be nice to get rid of that 4, but we're not going to be able to get it over there far enough. So our next best bet is to get it over into a 5 over on the corner. You'll see I chose to move down there because we had the 0 here. It's much better to wait, see if we can get a 0 up top instead. Get rid of that, get it at least to a 1, so we can get it combined back over out of the way. So again, we're getting a little high on this row here. We're getting a little bit less room to work with. Our goal now is to see if we can get a 9 down in here as quickly as possible since we're starting to run out of moves. Which, there we go. And that opens up a lot more room on my board, gives me a lot more room to work with. Much easier to combine daggers. You'll notice some of these daggers, since we're in elite mode, have a nice glimmer along the edge, super shine on the 2 there. They offer more points when combined. Combining 2 of the same shiny type is best, you get the most points from that, but it's not something that I would personally focus on with your board. Take the opportunity if it arises, otherwise don't particularly worry about it, since trying to sacrifice moves just to combine shiny ones can really mess up your board. And right now what I'm paying attention to is this 3 over here, and also this 5-4 with a 0 and 2. Ooh, accidentally moved up. That's not good. We don't want to do that. Fortunately, it did spawn down in that bottom corner, which gives us a little bit of room to fix our board, but as you see, that killed my game, unfortunately. Do a free shuffle. And when you do a free shuffle, unfortunately, it gives you these stripes of daggers, and it ruins your L shape. So my goal right now is to combine, get my L shape back. Right now we got a 0 stuck in there with 3s and 2s surrounding. It's not terrible, but I do want to get that out of there. Gotta get our bottom row in place. Unfortunately, that moved our 0 down. Okay, got it over into 2. Better. So right now I'm really concentrating on what will happen when I move a dagger in a direction, where my new daggers will be at, which will collapse into which ones, trying to really get that dagger cleared out of there. We do have some zeros in the middle of our board, which I really do not like. I want to get rid of them. Get my middle of the board cleared back up again so that way I have room to make moves. Which we're getting there. We're out of stamina. So when you're done, you do have the option to again upgrade. It is a $9.99 VIP point purchase for whatever that translates to in your currency. Up to you on if that is worth it. Since Talia badges are pretty hard to get if she is in these purchase rewards, it can be a good way to get a hold of her. So on my board currently, my next move would be down to get this into a 4 and then over to the right, get this into a 5. And since I would still have a dagger, 2 daggers to the left of that 6, I'm going to leave that there, see if I could potentially get it up into a 7. Otherwise, if I can get this to a 5 with no other daggers beside it, I would bring it over and down, get this into a 7 and over into an 8. Really, again, want to keep this 3 squares here clear as much as possible, or be my working space. Keep my wall along the right and bottom sides, keeping the daggers staggered a nice high level that way. Fortunately, I completed as many time-limited quests as I could on this account, and don't have any more dagger energy to use to show that. I hope these tips were a little bit helpful to you. We'll take a quick look again at a different server for the rewards for most players, not on a new server. So as you can see, it replaced the levy item in a few of the rewards. So $9.99 purchase will not show, okay. But 2, 3, 4, 5 Talia shards possible in here. And for the ranking rewards, there's a 30, so 3 badges total possible on Daggers. You do need 20 total badges to get Talia, so it would take quite a few daggers in first place to be able to win it. As you can see on this server, I am first. Unfortunately, not very many people are active on my server, and the rest are not very good at daggers, which does make it a little bit easier for me to rank high, in daggers at least, when playing here. And on this board, you can see I do have a pretty good L shape going on. I did unfortunately have to shuffle not long before, or restart not long before I recorded this, so I don't have a good full built up board to show you guys. And I have no stamina on this count. As you can see, I'm at 3940 up here on the top for out of 4,000. I really need that 4,000 to be able to get my points. All of this would be lost if I was at reset time. So little daggers easier to, or little stars easier to do that with. Again, hope this helped you out. Good luck with your daggers, and happy sliding.